Ani Kinawea. Hello, everyone. What a beautiful day. Mino Gishagad. Wow, I'm so thankful to be here to honor the Eagle staff with the Turtle Song. So, Chimigwich for letting me be here. And I want to thank Counselor Cheryl Miller-Martin.
Merci beaucoup, Haley. Thank you, Haley Miigwech. Welcome to the Fall Convocation here at Laurentian University. Bienvenue à la collation des grades de l'automne de l'Université Laurentienne. Before we start, I would like to acknowledge the Robinson-Huron Treaty of 1850. We also further recognize that Laurentian University is located on the traditional lands of the Atikamekw Anishinaabeg, and that the city of Greater Sudbury also includes the traditional lands of the Wahnapitae First Nation. We extend our deepest respect to Indigenous peoples. As a sign of our continued relationship, we will support Laurentian University's Truth and Reconciliation Task Force recommendations. Miigwech. Nous désirons reconnaître le traité Robinson-Huron de 1850. Il importe aussi de souligner que l'Université Laurentienne se trouve sur les terres traditionnelles des Atikamekw Anishinaabeg, et que la ville du Grand Sudbury comprend également celle de la Première Nation de Wahnapitae. Nous tenons à exprimer notre profond respect à tous les peuples autochtones et comme signe de notre relation suivie avec eux, appuierons les recommandations émises par le groupe de travail sur la vérité et la réconciliation de l'Université Laurentienne. And as one of the gestures, the Eagle staff, on my left, your right, is a sacred symbol in First Nation culture, and also serves as a territorial demarcation symbol of the area and homeland for First Nations. The Laurentian University Eagle staff is made from diamond willow, copper, and grandfather stones, signifying honesty and representing the achievements, integrity, and honor of our community. This powerful staff reflects strength, freedom, and spiritual guidance, connecting us to the Creator. In ceremony, it embodies community prayers and aspirations, serving as a reminder of the bond between the community, the Creator, and nature. In Anishinaabe culture, the Eagle staff also signifies various spiritual entities and healing practices, and is a revered symbol of cultural tradition and community identity. As part of an Anishinaabe protocol, the Eagle staff is usually present to formalize significant events like this one. Bonjour, je me nomme Serge Demers et j'ai le privilège d'être le secrétaire général, Registrar ici à l'Université Laurentienne. Et aujourd'hui, je serai votre maître de cérémonie. My name is Serge Demers, and I'm the registrar here at Laurentian University, and it gives me great pleasure to be your MC today. You may regret it, but I'm really happy. That being said, I'm required to provide a few rules of engagement because registrars are all about rules. So this is indeed a very special occasion, one that you'll want to capture in your memories, but also more permanently on pictures. C'est en fait une occasion fort spéciale dont on veut se souvenir longtemps et l'immémorialiser sur photo. Nous vous demandons toutefois de respecter le décorum de la collation des grades et comme par le passé, pas d'autoportrait, pas d'accessoires ni d'invités ne seront permis sur la scène. As with ceremonies in the past, you're asked to respect the decorum of convocation. No selfies, no props, or guests will be permitted on stage. We ask further that the paparazzi in the crowd, but more particularly the mamarazzis, to not cross the blue ropes that have been put down the aisles. This is to help our graduates make their way on stage in a safe and structured manner. We do take our time, and so you'll have an opportunity to capture the moment. When the graduate comes up, when the graduates come up, we'll ask them to help out our President Wells by pointing out where their paparazzis are. She told me this morning that she does not yet know all of your parents and friends, unfortunately, but she's working on it diligently. Also, with the lighting, you may actually find it difficult to find your own friends and paparazzi. So, that being said, we have our grand paparazzi. We have John. John, please wave. So John is the official photographer, and so he'll be taking a picture of every graduate that crosses the stage. So graduates, as you get up the stage and receive your degree from President Wells, please have a look at John. He'll take the first picture. He'll let you know when that's done, and then you can, your 12 personal photographers can have at it. On demande donc aux paparazzi, mais surtout aux mamarazzi, de ne pas traverser les cordons bleus qui ont été installés dans les allées. Et ça, c'est pour faire en sorte que nos étudiants puissent se rendre sur la scène en toute sécurité. Nous prenons notre temps afin que vous puissiez saisir le moment en photo. On vous demande, par contre, d'aider la rectrice Wells en identifiant l'emplacement de votre photographe personnel. La lumière sur scène peut rendre la chose fort difficile. Nous vous demandons, en plus, de regarder John, le photographe officiel, qui va prendre la première photo. Lorsqu'il aura terminé, il vous fera signe et vous pourrez ensuite concentrer sur votre ordre de photographe personnel. Following convocation, if you haven't managed to get a good picture, you can pose in front of some Laurentian backdrops in Alumni Hall being a couple of floors above where we are. You should also know that Convocation is available via webcast on the university's website, laurentian.ca, but you're here, you don't really need that. And for those who are really adventurous and want to tweet or X about this incredible occasion, we're using the hashtag Voyageur with an S 2024. So before today's ceremony, I had a chat with Natasha. Hello, Natasha. So Natasha has the most important role at this ceremony. She's the first graduate on stage, which means the others will follow her lead. So to try to help things out, graduates will line up when they're asked on this side. They will hand their little cue card to our card reader. The dean will name your name, and then you go up these stairs, receive your degree from President Wells, lapse. Smile and nod for John, your photographers, and then you go out on the next set of stairs where an alumni representative will give you a handbook. No problem, it will work out. Après la cérémonie, vous êtes invité à une réception dans le Salon des Anciens, 2 étages au-dessus de notre emplacement actuel, où vous pourrez prendre des photos avec des bannières de la Laurentienne comme toile de fond. La cérémonie est aussi diffusée sur le site de la Laurentienne sous laurentienne.ca Et pour ceux qui veulent envoyer des messages sur Twitter ou sur X, on utilise le mot-clic voyageur avec un S 2024. We would like to welcome the following special guests at today's ceremony. Nous avons le privilège d'accueillir des dignitaires avec nous aujourd'hui. As I present our special guests, I'll ask them to rise and be acknowledged. Lorsque je nomme les invités spéciaux, je leur demanderai de se lever quelques moments pour être reconnus. Attikmishing and Anishinaabe Councillor Cheryl Miller-Martin. Mr. Jamie West, MPP. Monsieur Jay Barbeau, Board of Governors. Monsieur André Gay, Conseil des gouverneurs. Madame Stacy Alary Satasivan, Interim President Thornlow. And Mr. Tom Clark, our recipient of an honorary degree. J'inviterai maintenant Madame Lynn Wells, rectrice et vice-chancelière de l'Université Laurentienne, à présenter son allocution à la classe finissante. I would invite Dr. Lynn Wells, President and Vice-Chancellor of Laurentian University, to address the graduating class.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Bonjour, Ani, Kwekwe, Wache, and welcome to Laurentian University. I'd like to welcome our esteemed guests, faculty members, friends, family, alumni, but of course, most importantly, all of you, our graduates. It is my privilege to be here today at this convocation as Laurentian University's President and Vice-Chancellor. I am delighted to be part of this vibrant community with its proud 64-year history and its even brighter future. To begin, I'd like to introduce some of you to an Anishinaabe Ojibwe word, which was suggested to me by our Associate Vice President of Indigenous Programs, Dominic Beaudry. We use this word at our convocation ceremonies. Gima Mikwe Namigo. I'm still getting used to it. Is Dominic here? I'm trying, Dominic. I'm really working hard on it. Which is used to congratulate people on very special occasions such as this. I'm going to get it this time. So, with that, Gima Mikwe Namigo, congratulations, graduates. Félicitations, diplômés. Je suis très heureuse de pouvoir partager ce moment avec vous. C'est un plaisir pour nous tous de vous célébrer. Vous avez très bien mérité cette journée spéciale. J'espère que vous puissiez jouir dans l'ampleur de vos accomplissements. I hope you can recognize what a truly amazing day this is and what a monument it is to your success. This accomplishment is something that only you could have done, and it is something that no one can ever take away from you. You are now able to build on this success in any way you want. It's part of you and part of your life ahead. So I have a question. How many of you graduates know exactly what you're going to do next? Not very many. Right? A few. There's one guy. I love that, one guy. What I wanted to say to you today is don't worry about it. I know that sounds easy, but when I had graduated, I had my first degree, a second degree in English, and I was thinking of doing a PhD. Wasn't quite ready to do that, and I didn't know what was going to happen. So I ended up walking around at York University, where I had graduated, and saying to people, you know, I'm available. I'm ready to do whatever kind of work you have for me. And I ended up taking a part-time contract job that led to another job that led very quickly to my being the administrative officer to the president of York University. I was 25 years old. I had no idea that I was going to end up in a role like that, and I had no idea that many years later I would be standing here as the president of Laurentian University. But all of that happened because I just said yes to whatever came along, and I made myself open to possibility. So I really recommend doing that. Just, you have so much to offer, people will see it. Much in the same way, your future lies ahead of you. So follow your heart, and don't worry so much about having a specific plan. Pour plusieurs d'entre vous, vous avez commencé à la Laurentienne durant un moment difficile. Vous vous êtes poussé au-delà de vos limites précédentes. Vous avez fait preuve de résilience face à l'adversité. Vous avez dû faire face à une pandémie mondiale, aux défis financiers de l'université et aux obstacles habituels de l'expérience postsecondaire. Mais malgré tout, vous êtes tous ici, prêts à affronter les défis de l'avenir. Like you, Laurentian University has been through a lot in the last few years. But like you, Laurentian University is ready for the future, and I can tell you the university is doing just great. We are transforming, and we hope that you are proud of what you will become, and that you will be proud of your alma mater. We will certainly be watching to see where you go. Vous avez progressé sur un plan académique et personnel, et vous avez noué des amitiés et des liens durables qui vous seront utiles dans les années à venir. Les expériences que vous avez vécues seront avec vous toute votre vie. This is a precious time in your life for growth, as is your ability to learn for the rest of your life. Learning is a privilege, and I hope that you can appreciate all of the opportunities that are before you. For me, part of my lifelong learning was to learn about First Nations culture, and you heard the Registrar talk about our brand new Eagle staff. In fact, this is the first Convocation ceremony where we have been honored to have an Eagle staff. I spent many, many years working with First Nations communities and people, and I always say it was the greatest education of my life. So I urge you to continue to learn about our First People, about their cultures, their history, but particularly their future as our neighbors in this country. Please embrace those moments when you'll have a chance to be in awe of what the world has to offer. Learn from those moments because they are precious and wonderful. En terminant, j'aimerais souligner notre fierté. Vos professeurs et les employés de l'université prennent une grande fierté en vous voyant sur l'estrade. Leurs efforts pour vous soutenir sont validés par l'atteinte de votre objectif aujourd'hui. Et au nom de la communauté de la Laurentienne, je vous félicite et je vous souhaite un avenir débordant du succès. Please enjoy this day that you've earned so well. Merci, miigwech, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Merci, Madame la Rectrice. J'invite maintenant M. Anthony Church à présenter M. Tom Blake pour le doctorat honorifique en Sports Administration, honoris causa. I now invite Dr. Anthony Church, who will present Mr. Tom Blake for the Honorary Doctorate of Sports Administration, honoris causa.
Thank you. President and Vice Chancellor Wells, members of the University Senate, members of the Board of Governors, esteemed faculty, distinguished guests, and of course, graduates. Today it is my distinct privilege to introduce a remarkable individual who has made significant strides, not just in the world of business, but in the art of human connection. I'm honored to introduce you to my friend Tom Blake. Tom is widely recognized as one of the world's most respected and dynamic sales executives. He rose from an entry-level position to executive over his 18 years at Procter & Gamble. He is the best-selling author of Championship Selling, a blueprint for winning with today's customer. He is also the co-founder of multiple successful businesses, including Optime International, a firm known for training hundreds of sales teams from organizations including giants like AT&T, PepsiCo, and other Fortune 100 companies. Recognized by Selling Power as a 2024 top sales training company, Optime reflects Tom's innovative spirit and relentless pursuit of excellence. Tom was among the pioneering intake class for Laurentian University's School of Sports Administration, SPAD, in 1972, crossing this stage as one of its very first graduates in 1976. After graduating, Tom often returned to Laurentian to recruit more graduates. Many of those early SPAD graduates have Tom to thank for the start of their successful careers. Over the last 50 years, he has remained an active contributor to Laurentian, serving on multiple advisory boards, hiring countless graduates, and imparting his substantial wisdom. I am personally grateful that when a curriculum review identified the need for a sales course to be offered in the SPAD program, he offered to return weekly to Sudbury and teach his championship selling techniques to Laurentian students for 15 years. Tom's teachings transcend business and sales, giving us lessons sorely needed: understanding, listening, and connecting. In today's world, fraught with division and uncertainty, Tom teaches us to put ourselves on somebody else's agenda and to simply play catch in our conversations. We think that Tom is just teaching us to be a champion seller, but he's really teaching us to be better listeners and to build more authentic relationships. Tom's influence on graduates has always been to not just hone their skills, but to encourage them to believe in their own unique abilities and to better understand how they can be used to leave everything a little bit better than they found it. At Laurentian University, the awarding of an honorary degree is meant to honor both the individual and the university, while inspiring graduates. As we prepare to bestow upon Tom Blake an honorary doctorate, I can't think of a more worthy recipient. Please join me in recognizing a Laurentian graduate, a hometown boy who has brought distinction to our institution and inspired 50 years worth of graduates, Tom Blake. Tom, please join President Vice Chancellor Wells and JP Barbeau, Chair of the Board, center stage.
You can keep applauding all day for this man. In the name of the university, on the recommendation of the Senate and the Board of Governors, I admit you to the degree of Sports Administration, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and honors thereto appertaining. Au nom de l'université et sur recommandation du Sénat et du Conseil des gouverneurs, confère le titre de docteur honoris causa en administration des sports, honneurs et privilèges qui s'y rattachent. Congratulations.
He wants me taller.
I'd like to now invite Dr. Tom Blake to the podium to say a few words.
Put this down because I'm small. What Tony basically said to you is I'm old. And it's a real pleasure to be here to see this opportunity for everyone. This is a wow moment for all of us. And the smiles and the energy in your parents, they're just up there, you can see them. Some of them are bouncing up and down and some are still in their seats, but it's a fantastic day. And when Dr. Wells called me, President Wells, and said that I had won this degree, I started crying like I might do now. And she said, "Are you crying?" I said, "Yes, I'm crying." She said, "Never heard an old man like that cry before." But I was crying because I was thinking of my mother. And my mother looked after me when I was 15, especially because my dad had passed away. And I lived in Sudbury, and once my dad passed away, all hell broke loose. And we did an awful lot of things that we shouldn't have done, but my mother was always there to look after us and my friends. She's a remarkable woman, and I'm so proud to be here today, and I'm so proud to be with you. When you think of it and the opportunities that we have and the things that we go through, I ask the question, is today a good day? Is today a great day? Is today the best day? And I tried to think about that. Where does this fit? I was thinking of my children, you know what, one of the times when they were born, that might be the best day, but I've got 4 kids. It's really not fair. Someone's going to be upset. So I wasn't quite sure, but then I thought, well, I'll speak about my wife, Suzanne. And she's on stream today, so she's listening. And started to think about her, and I have to give you a little bit of background so that I can finish the story. And that was in 1976, after graduating from SPAD, just like you, ready to go, I'm going to get a job. And Dr. Robert Wenzel, the director, got me a couple of opportunities, one with the Toronto Blue Jays and one with the Pittsburgh Penguins. I'm thinking, it gets sweet. This is great. And then someone happened to get me an interview with Procter & Gamble. I went for a few interviews, chatted. A few is like 12, plus working out with the people and spending time with people and doing all this stuff. And I was getting exhausted. On Friday night at 7 o'clock, after focusing on them for over 2 weeks, my boss later, after they hired me, said, Tom, you might have come from Laurentian. You might have a SPAD degree. I don't know what the hell that is. But I'll tell you right now, I need you to ask this question on problem solving because we think you're weak in that. And I looked at him and I said, listen to me. I've had 12 interviews. I've gone out with your people. I spent 2 weeks with you. What I want to know is, when do I start? And he said, you start in Oshawa on Monday morning at 7 o'clock. I said, at 7 o'clock Friday night. He said, well, you better get out of here because you got to get moving. So I started with Procter & Gamble, had a great career, and I worked extremely hard in the beginning. I thought school was hard. And I remember like at 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, I'm still working, called a friend. I said, what the hell's going on here? They expect me to keep working? Like, I thought I was going hard at school. Oh, it'll come around, Tom. You'll be okay. Anyways, I didn't have much time, but I used to go out and bring my garbage out to a dumpster where we lived. And I'd moved into this subdivision in Oshawa. And the odd time I'd meet this woman. Her name was Suzanne. This is where you meet. This is a good place for connections, okay? People that give their garbage together can stay together. So I'm with Suzanne and chit-chatting. How are you? She tells me she's a nurse. Okay, great. Talked to her. I said I work for Procter & Gamble. Now they're back into the house a few more times. One time she says to me, Tom, how would you like to come to a skating party? Some of my nurse friends and doctors from the hospital were getting together for a party. I said, sure, I can go to a party, no problem. So it ended up, we go to the party, we're walking around before we got on the ice, and she introduces me to one of her friends, Tom, this is Dr. Armstrong. And said to Dr. Armstrong, this is my neighbor, Tom. Shake hands, how you doing? Small talk, no problem. And finally it comes down to Dr. Armstrong asking me, what do you do, Tom? And I said, well, I work for Procter & Gamble. I'm the Pampers, it's funny, sales representative for the Durham region. He said, you're what? I'm the Pampers sales representative for the Durham region. And I could see my wife, Suzanne, just to come out a bit. I'm here, we're standing, and Dr. Armstrong's here. Okay, I don't think she knew I was selling Pampers. Anyways, we went on a few more dates. 2 months later, we got married. And that's how things work. They're fast. You're either in the game or you're not. Let's go. And then I ended up with, at the point, I moved 18 times with Suzanne. We're a little tired. That's why I look the way I do. We have 4 children. That in itself is pretty good. We have 10 grandchildren. But I want to tell Suzanne, who's listening, we've been married for 47 years, and you finally get to go home with a doctor. Now, I know some of you, your minds wander, so that when we got on the ice, Dr. Armstrong, I won all the races. I'm from Sudbury and I played for the V's, okay? So I won the races. And a little chicken wing here once in a while when he's skating by, that's like, who's in charge here, you know? So it's a fun portion. I want to thank a number of people today, just quickly. One is Dr. Robert Wanzel. And what Dr. Wanzel had was, it was not a course, it was not a program. It was a way of getting you the best job possible. He's the one that got me the Blue Jay job and the Penguins. It's like, you got to get ready for game day. You're going live. You got to be ready when you go there. And the course on experiential learning very early on, the things that we did got people to be ready so that when they go in, it's like, wow, when do you want to start? What's happening? He's just been a wonderful person as we've gone through. And then I was with P&G. I was very lucky there. Had a great opportunity, showed up, made a difference in a few cases, and all of a sudden people were going, excuse me, come here. And I became an executive. I thought, how's the Pamper sales rep going to be the executive? How do you work that? It just was a marvelous company to be with. Hired a number of people from Laurentian. We came up regularly to hire people. That worked out extremely well. And we started a company, Optime, that Tony Church had talked about, Dr. Church, and that's done extremely well. Guess who my partner for 30 years was, or is Hugh Gibault, who's here. 30 years. He's a SPAD grad. And we gave him a choice and an opportunity. It was marvelous. He's thinking the CFL, he's thinking NFL, he loved football, he's going to work for. We hired him and offered him a job. He said, okay, where do I go? I said, we've got you right in Newfoundland. You cover the whole island. It's a tremendous opportunity for you. So he was very excited about that. But he did call a few years later and say that he had got a job with the Ottawa Rough Riders, and he called me at P&G, but I wasn't there. And then after he left Ottawa, we started Optime. And again, it's been going for 30 years. My son, on overlap and staying in the game, my son Marty runs that now as a chief operating officer. Again, we've done some great things. Number two, we started a company called Sprout. We had a product called the Athlete at Work, and we were putting that into the training that we were doing. And the Athlete at Work was taking athletic principles and applying it to business. How do you win a gold medal? What do you do when you watch film and you go, oh, wow, it's so exciting? Well, how are you going to do that in your job? What are you going to do differently to make sure that you're successful? And that led me to Sprout. And my daughter, Martha, who's here, she was talking about developing an application, because her husband had worked at Hootsuite, that would allow people to scale wellness in companies so people be happier and healthier. So Optime invested, and then after a short period of time, I said to Hugh, I'll go over and work at Sprout, work with my daughter, and we had a successful run. We sold our company 2 years ago to TELUS, and I'd say it was over the fence. We did extremely well with that. And my daughter, she got instructions from her husband. You're working with your dad, do not call him dad at work. We're in a meeting, and so Tom, what do you think? You know, like she's very cool, and she's doing her thing, and we abided by that. We sold the company. The next day I called her, I said, hey, let's start using the name Dad again, okay? We're not going with Tom. So we had that. We had the two businesses, and it's worked out extremely well. And one person I'd like to highlight that's here with me today is a person that we hired years ago at Optime and helped us, me especially, at Optime and Sprout, and that's Jennifer Taylor. She's here. She is a remarkable person. And the reason is it's very simple. And if you do this, I guarantee you'll be successful. And that is show up and exceed people's expectations. Make a difference. They expect this, you give them this. It doesn't have to be much. But then all of a sudden people say, you know what? There's something special about you. There's something I really like. And then it's like, excuse me, get over here. We want to promote you. Just exceed expectations. And this woman who's up top here has done it so successfully well. So I thank her for that. After, when we put the people together, the only one I'd like to recognize is Tony, Dr. Church. And he's been my boss for 15 years running the sales program I have. And the sales program is about communicating. It's about being in a place where you listen, you ask good questions, and you help other people, regardless of what profession you're in. Nursing, business, it's regardless. I'm going to listen. I'm going to put the other person's agenda ahead of mine. And then when something happens and you help them out, they go, excuse me, get over here. Come this way. And Tony, they looked at opportunities. No one was running sales programs in Canadian universities. And this one picked it up and has been very successful. And as you grow and people here, the more you can work on your communication, the more you can feel that you can interact with people. And it's not this, it's this. You're going to be tremendously successful. So I thank Tony, I thank the opportunity of having all that come together for us. A couple of ideas for you as I wrap up. One is, when I look at what people are saying, not what I'm saying, about your future and your success, number one that comes up is communication. Today's graduates have to be able to communicate. And if you, people in my class, they say, well, I'm not very good at presenting. I said, oh, well, how often do you give a presentation in front of a group? I gave one last year. No, how about every day? How about practicing like you would practice anything else? Learning to listen, asking questions, guaranteed to help you with success. Number two is working hard. Work hard. Quick story, Tom Greco, hired him. Tom Greco is one of the most successful Laurentian grads. I don't know, there's no ranking, but he started, I remember when he got a new job recently, he started at 23 million, it was published. Some of you wouldn't live on that, your families, I'm sure it'd be difficult, but I think it's probably pretty good. How'd he do it? He worked hard. He was in, and you may have heard this before, I moved him, came to Laurentian, moved him to, where did you say? Scarborough? Oshawa, no, Newfoundland. It's where we put you. It's a good place to keep people. They calm right down after driving that island for a while. So he started, told me he was getting married. I flew out, worked with him. I said, Tom, how long are you working? He said, well, I work about 90, 95 hours a week. I said, you're getting married. You got to cut back. You need balance. He said, listen to me. Don't you ever talk to me that way again. He said, I was home at Christmas, and I was doing my planning and work that we had to do to sell more diapers. And he said to his mother, Christmas Day, he said, no one works as hard as me. And she said, if you ever talk that way in this house, you're not coming back. Your dad was a doctor. He made house calls at 4 in the morning. It's 4 in the afternoon, Tom. Get your work done. And again, if you look up Tom Greco, he's an unbelievable, he was the CEO of Frito-Lay and just a really good person and worked his buns off. We ran an event at the Hall of Fame. He was my guest speaker, had a bunch of people in there. And I said to him after, I said, Tom, are you still working as hard and traveling all over the country, the US and Canada? And he said, yeah, but it's a lot easier when you have your own jet. Tom Greco. And finally, the last one, and I heard this one from Steve Ballmer. Do you know who Steve Ballmer is? Has anyone heard of Microsoft? He was the CEO of Microsoft in the early days. Did very well. He left with $51 billion. That's a starter kit for some. And when right now, when he was talking on TV about being lucky, he's now at $151 billion. So he's getting by. He owns the Clippers, if you're a basketball fan. He said the number one thing is, I'm lucky. What's that mean? Does that mean all we have to do is, well, it's going to come. Here it comes. Now put a spin on it, and that is, he's lucky, but he showed up. I don't really want to go there. I don't want to be involved in that, and he did this thing, right? No, I don't want to do it. No. He showed up, and he made a difference. And then luck comes in. I built a cottage near Stony Lake near Peterborough. I'm in the bush, and I'm out there one Saturday, and I'm walking around, and I see this guy in the bush. He's kind of grubby. He's a little rough looking. And I said, hey, hello. And I didn't have any idea who he was. And he looked at me and he said, you're not too happy. And I said, no, I'm not happy. I said, I can't get insurance on my cottage. And he said, well, I could help you with that. And I said, no, it's okay. I've got friends in Sudbury. They sell insurance and I'll be fine. And he said, no, I could help you. And I said, with all due respect, sir, how would you help me? And he said, well, I'm the president and CEO of the Dominion Insurance Company of Canada. We had insurance the next morning. George Cook, he's now the chairman of OMERS. Very successful. Luck, meeting him, luck. Last one and last tale is one of my students that I had in class. We do game day, we bring up companies. I brought a friend of mine up, Tim McGuire. He came up, we were talking about students, and I said, I gotta tell you, this student is absolutely fantastic. Why do I say it? Because she exceeded expectations. She exceeded mine. She showed up, but she exceeded expectations. So all of a sudden, I'm talking to her about him. He spent 27 years at McKinsey. They only recruited from Ivy League schools. And I said, you need to look at this person. Her name's Dania Johansson. She's here today. Hired her after 2 years of working with him. He said, I've recruited all over the world. I've hired the best students. And this is a credit to Laurentian and a credit to you. And he said, she's the best person we ever hired. Now, because everything's overlapped and who you meet and who you see and where you go tonight and why is that person there? You'd be lucky if you talk to them. If you walk away and you're not in the game, you don't know who they are. She teaches the SPAD championship selling course now. It's all intertwined here. Look for opportunities. Those opportunities are there. Listen to me. I want to personally thank you for what you've been through. The school and financial difficulty and COVID. God bless you for being here. Let's give them a clap because you guys are fantastic. If you can get through that and your parents can get through that, it's absolutely remarkable. I love the university. I love everything that's happening. I love all of you. We're going to have a great day. And guess what? I think today is the best day. So good luck to all of you, and thank you so much.
Merci beaucoup. J'inviterai maintenant Mme Jennifer Scott, doyenne de la Faculté d'Éducation et de Santé, à venir présenter le nom des diplômés de sa faculté. I would now like to invite Dr. Jennifer Scott, Dean of the Faculty of Education and Health, to present the names of the graduates from her faculty.
Madame Présidente or Madame President, sorry, in English first, and Vice Chancellor. By authority of the Senate, I have the honor to present for their degrees those whose names will be announced, that they may receive their degrees at your hands. Madame la rectrice et vice-chancelière, en vertu de l'autorité du Sénat, j'ai l'honneur de présenter à leur grade les aspirants dont les noms suivantes afin que vous leur confériez ce titre. Au baccalauréat en éducation physique, Sébastien Tremblay. For the degree of Bachelor of Physical and Health Education, au baccalauréat en éducation physique et santé, en Health Promotion, promotion de la santé, Sunny Govro Lowe. In Sport and Physical Education, Michaela Swift. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, 4-year in Sports Psychology, au baccalauréat SR, 4 ans, en psychologie du sport, Megan Biss. For the degree of Honors Bachelor of Social Work, au Baccalauréat spécialisé en service social, Brandalee Beckford. Joanie Blais. Natasha Cross. Josiane Desroches. Claire Guiraud-Sens, magna cum laude. Aisha Haidar Dada Laurencis, cum laude. Mariette Kalinga. Shella Pascal. For the degree of Honors Bachelor of Indigenous Social Work, Andrea Bissonnette, cum laude. Suzanne Buitt, cum laude. Rochelle Coleman. Kristen Lavallee, magna cum laude. Emisong Najab Najam, cum laude. Alexandra Noonan, magna cum laude. Kana Sanfilippo, magna cum laude. Sophia Walsh. Au baccalauréat et sciences infirmières autorisées, Irène Asamoah Ando. Avec distinction. Marie-Eugénie Dupont, avec distinction. Websley Edmund. Rose Engalula. Kate Ballantyne, with honors, cum laude. I now invite the Dean of Management, Dr. Parvinder Arora, to read the names of the graduates of his faculty.
For the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration, Arlene Ballowell. Carla Kuhlman with honors. Cedric Couture with honors, with distinction, sorry. Jeelan Ahab with honors cum laude. Melody Lalonde avec distinction cum laude. Karith Ankambu with distinction. Kish Kishan Talavia with distinction cum laude. For the degree of Honours Bachelor of Commerce, Diana Pache. For the degree of Honours Bachelor of Commerce Sports Administration, Braxton Clark cum laude. Ryan Higginson. Daniel Ofori. For the degree of Masters of Business Administration, Salma Akhtar. Chirag Arora. Wasi Ayman. Afsana Ayub. Afrahimul Azim. Antonia Costa Bania. Alvin Shivro Baroi. Jordan Barone. Afsana Bilkis. Wilson Shetu Biswas. Anna Chen. Wowo Chen. Do Yuan Dang. Shihao Ji. Yongdae Gang. Ritu Cristina Gomez. Shampa Gupta. Xiaomin He. Mohammad Imran Hossain. Mohammad Rafi Hussain. Mola Tashrif Hussain. Ruzma Isfan. Govinda Kyastha. Leon Kazi. Chandan Kundu. Tong Lai. Zhenguang Li. Cheng Li. Jin Li. Manki Li. Kin Li. Li Zehui. Tian Hui Liang. Xiao Liao. Shiona Liu. Yu Liu. Ida Lu. Mohammad Fuad Hassan Mahdi. Eric Mariana Guillaume. Nusrat Jahan Mona. Sheikh Adib Ahmed Nirjar. Alexa Note. Mohammad Nuruzaman. Harun or Rashid. Chengfi or Yang. Drumil Sanjeev Kumar Patel. Rameshwar Prasad. Angelo Pianossi. Alexandra Pochuzina. Manki Kian. Ria Famina Rahman. Toma Cecilia Rosario. Saikat Das Sagar. Swarna Saha. Hassan Saif. Alif Rudaba Shajuti. Ivaminda Solis. Famida Jahan Sauravi. Gangsun. Shinyu Tong. Jayden Tune. Ajitesh Vadra. Jiania Wong. Shuan Wong. Yihan Wong. Ying Yang Wong. Sining Wen. Wenyan Yu. Yuhan Su. Luki Zuang, for the degree of Master of Science in Nursing, Michaela Aubun, Diane Bakwar, Megan Bell, Tarin Krukowski, Annabelle Breton, Natasha Centurion, Leila Dib, Megan Gallo, Catherine Gaylord, Regis Gordon, Alan Graham, Sharanbir Kahlon, Katie Lapianis, Janelle Martin Edwards, Devana Martin, Gabriel Maguire, Kylie Nabigon. Marley Patterson. Shanina Powers. Sarah Slack. Kathleen Sloan. Brooke Smith. Marlene Esther Toussaint. Stephanie Tulok. Caitlin Waller. The candidates who are not present respectfully ask that you, Madam President and Vice Chancellor, grant their degrees in absentia.
Okay. That was fun, wasn't it? Now, this is the really fun part. Would the graduating class please rise? Les classes finissantes voudront bien se lever. There we go. Okay, we're not quite there yet. 1 minute. In the name of the university and by the authority of the Senate, I proclaim that you are the holders of the rights, honors, and privileges pertaining to your degrees. Au nom de l'université et en vertu de l'autorité du Sénat, je proclame que vous détenez tous les droits, honneurs et privilèges attachés à vos titres. Congratulations. Félicitations.
S'il vous plaît, vous asseoir, please be seated, and indeed, congratulations to everyone. So at the introduction, I said I was the registrar at Laurentian, and not many people know what a registrar does, nor do I after 12 years. But one of the things I know is that I apply rules. Dai Yuan Dang, please raise your hand. He came up with the small infant. Anyways, he may be shy right now, but I did say no props or guests, but it somehow falls in between, so you're okay this time, but not next time. He or she will be older anyways at that point, so. And apologies to Natasha. When I met you this afternoon for the very first time, I said you would be the first one up on stage, and you know, even I make mistakes, and I'm the first one to admit. It was actually Sébastien, who's 7'14". How could I miss him in the crowd? But nonetheless, everything went well, and so thank you for humoring me for my initial speech. And Sébastien really is offended by not having been recognized, so he left. But he did a good job. Everyone went up and down the stage as they were supposed to, so great. L'Université Laurentienne offre des cours à distance depuis nombre d'années. So even well before COVID, Laurentian was at the forefront of distance education. So by a show of hands, montez vos mains if this is the first time you're in Sudbury or Laurentian University. Okay, so that's a huge commitment on the part of those graduates. Les études à distance, ce sont des études extrêmement difficiles. You don't have anyone pushing you in the back to get out of bed to come to campus to listen to lectures. So congratulations. It's really, it's very difficult to go through a whole degree through distance ed. Donc félicitations, congratulations for that work. And I think given Dr. Blake's comments and remarks around sports, I'll try to add my own, and I'm not very good, so please bear with me. Through the ceremony, donc au travers de la cérémonie, vous avez entendu les doyens dire des choses comme cum laude, magna cum laude. So that comes from Latin because universities have been around for centuries. And so I'm going to try to make a comparison, an analogy with sports. So everyone who graduated today, I consider to be an athlete. So you've gone through the ranks, you've managed to pass kindergarten after at least one iteration, and you've made it through high school and in these seats. So everyone should be recognized for the athletes that you are. But some athletes went over and above, perhaps, as Dr. Blake said, and they worked hard, which has better results than hardly working, by the way, so please retain that. And they managed to get cum laude. They distinguished themselves by their GPA. So congratulations to the cum laude. I consider you provincial level athletes. Sprinkled here and there, donc de temps en temps, on avait des étudiants qui étaient magna cum laude. Like magna means it's magnificent, right? Donc very much a small group of individuals who have maintained a very high GPA over their 4-year undergraduate degree. And so I would make the analogy of them being national level athletes. So congratulations, heartfelt congratulations to magna cum laude. Now, not to be outdone, because we had a lot of masters here, and I compare you to Olympic caliber athletes because you've managed to go through your first degree at whatever institution, and now after 2 years, or perhaps more, you've managed to get that master's. So congratulations to my Olympians. And our on doc recipient, Dr. Blake. I will call you supra summa cum laude, if you don't mind, and compare you to an Olympic or world record holder. So thank you, congratulations for that achievement over the years. And of course, much like the Olympics in sports, it brings together people from all over the world. So Dr. Blake has gone all over the world and is trying to sell things and communicate with people. But at Laurentian, we bring people from the world here. Donc, ce matin, j'ai passé au travers des... I went through some of the files of the people who said they would come. And today, there should be some students from Bangladesh. Yes? Hey, welcome to Sudbury. Thank you for joining Laurentian. Cameroon. Oh. Wonderful country. Haiti. India. People's Republic of China. Val-Caron. Very good. Thank you for humoring me, all of you. Don't do it too often because it'll continue. Donc, à ce moment ici, j'inviterai M. Hugues Guibault, titulaire d'un baccalauréat en commerce de l'Université Laurentienne, à souhaiter la bienvenue aux nouveaux diplômés au nom de l'Association des Anciens. I now call upon Hugues Guibault, Bachelor of Commerce 1987 recipient to welcome new graduates on behalf of the Alumni Association.
Hello. Whoa. Let's try that again. I think I caught you by surprise. Okay. Hello. Bonjour. Annie. That's a little better. Are there any grads in the house? Again, I got to hear you. Are there any grads in the house? All right. I'm the only thing standing between your grad parties, your photo sessions, and the end of this convocation. So let's get her going. Like the introduction mentioned, my name is Hugues Gibault. I'm a very proud Laurentian alumni, 1987. Goes back quite a ways. Some of these buildings weren't even here back then. But the horizontal snow continues. When I arrived here, and Friday morning, I was going to class, going to campus, welcomed by the horizontal snow, and it felt just right. I'm back in Sudbury. Fantastic. So I'm here to welcome you as our newest alumni family members on behalf of the university, the Alumni Association, and so many of us who are excited to have you join us. So je suis ici pour vous souhaiter la bienvenue en tant que diplômé. J'aime pas le mot ancien, ça me fait penser à être un petit peu vieux. Alors, j'aime mieux diplômé pour vous souhaiter la bienvenue à l'Université Laurentienne en tant que nouveau diplômé. Vous êtes les bienvenus. Alors, quand j'ai réfléchi à cette occasion, j'ai décidé de partager 3 thèmes avec vous pour vous encourager puis vous appuyer dans vos efforts à partir d'ici. So as I reflected on today's occasion, I chose 3 themes that I want to share with you for your consideration as you move to the next phase of your journey. Some of them have been mentioned already, and so that's a good thing. That's because there's consistency and duplication. So the first is I firmly believe that each and every one of you can achieve anything you set your mind to. Absolutely anything. And while you're at it, think big. The second theme is been mentioned as well, is about working hard and making things happen. So many great examples here, and you're only getting started. Work hard and make things happen. And the third theme is through it all, focus on making a real difference in people's lives. All right, so to illustrate those themes and success factors, I'm going to share with you a little story. Alors, pour illustrer ces facteurs que je veux partager avec vous, je vais vous partager une petite histoire. And the story starts here at Laurentian University in 1971. The then director of the School of Commerce and Administration, who's actually here today, Ken Laux, was reading an article in the Globe and Mail, having his coffee in a very small faculty lounge at the time. And the article talked about Commissioner Clarence Campbell of the NHL saying, we need people in this league that have business skills and sports skills. So he read this article and immediately decided to take action. He called his colleague, the director of the physical education school and health, John Dewar, and said, John, we have to get together. Let's go to Eddie's. Let's have a beer. We have to talk about this article. And so the article was the impetus and their response to the article for them reaching out to Clarence Campbell and saying, tell me more. Tell me more about this. What do you need? How can we help? And out of that meeting and out of that discussion came a concept that was presented and approved here by the Laurentian Board of Directors in 1972. It was the first ever business degree, an honors Bachelor of Commerce in sport. The university made another great decision when they decided to hire the first program director, a young man who was finishing his doctorate in physical education at the time at the University of Alberta, who had a background in teaching and sport and journalism. His name is Robert Wanzel, or as we like to call him affectionately, Bob. Bob. Bob traveled and brought his family here to Sudbury, and for 25 years worked hard to make things happen and to put this program on the map that since became recognized as the best sport management program in Canada and one of the top programs in North America. People came from across Canada and beyond, and we've just pointed to that, to Laurentian University in Sudbury, Northern Ontario, to get this specialized education and degree. And so many other faculties and programs do that here. Sudbury? I lived in Ottawa and I had never heard of Sudbury. So people coming throughout North America. Now, of the nearly 1,200 alumni from our program, many have gone on to be extremely successful in all walks of life, be it in sport, business, entrepreneurship, the health sector, the nonprofit sector, and name it, right? And I think Tom being recognized and celebrated today is the most terrific example of that success and impact. Now, a few years ago, I also attended Laurentian University and alumni who celebrated the program's 50th anniversary in Toronto. Now, Bob Wanzel, also a doctor, Dr. Wanzel, and his wife Brenda joined us at our table for the event. And over the course of the evening, literally, he was sitting beside me, hundreds of alumni came over to the table to say to Bob, "Thank you, Bob, for making a difference in my life, you and the university, and has helped me and my family, my organization, and I want to thank you personally." So the cycle continues. Alors le cycle continue avec vous, with you. So as new graduates, you now carry on this long-standing tradition. And entering the next phase of your journey, whatever it may be. Now the university, its administrators, the board of governors, faculty will all play with you a very important role in continuing this success and prosperity of the program and the university. So, I want to finish by congratulating you. The shining eyes we've seen today in all of you, but also in your families, is something I'm going to bring home with me. It's very powerful. Don't forget this moment. So this is a big milestone. I encourage you now moving forward. Think big. Work hard to make things happen and focus through it all on making a real difference in people's lives. Thank you. Merci.
Merci beaucoup, Hugues. You were actually not quite correct by saying you were the last one between the graduates and their grad party. I am. But I digress. Before we conclude, I'd like to remind graduates, families, and friends that you're all invited in the Alumni Hall, a couple of floors above where we are here in the Fraser Building. Après la cérémonie, nous vous invitons, diplômés, familles et amis, à une réception au Salon des Anciens, situé 2 étages au-dessus de nous. Nous demandons aussi aux familles et amis d'attendre que la procession de l'estrade et les gradués aient quitté l'auditorium avant de sortir. We would kindly ask family and friends to wait for the platform party to exit the stage and to let the graduates leave the auditorium before yourselves actually exit the auditorium. Pour ceux qui le peuvent, s'il vous plaît, vous levez pour chanter l'hymne national dans la langue de votre choix. For those who can, please rise to sing the national anthem in the language of your preference.
I'm really the last thing that stands between you and the registrar mentioned earlier that there's a lot of Latin in these ceremonies because they're very old ceremonies. There are just 3 more Latin words that we need. They are convocatio, dismissa est, and what they mean is convocation is dismissed. Bonne journée, félicitations. Thank you, everybody.